are in Barranquilla, city of soft light and pastel shades, the third largest in Colombia, that historic country which courageously supported Simón Bolívar, the George Washington of South America, in his lifelong struggle to free his compatriots from the dominance of Spain. There are over 150,000 people living in Barranquilla, and although they are drawn chiefly from the black, red, and white races, they are all on an equal basis, the dividing lines being drawn by wealth or poverty, education or ignorance, but never by color. Spanish is the universal language, and most of the people are of the Roman Catholic faith. The city of Barranquilla was founded in 1629, but attracted no attention as a commercial center until about the middle of the 19th century, when efforts were initiated to secure the trade passing through Cartagena on the Caribbean coast. In recent years, foreign loans have aided Barranquilla considerably, and its present rate of development, it promises to become the foremost metropolis of Colombia. Its ideal situation on the Magdalena River, a few miles inland from the Caribbean Sea, makes it a natural gateway to the interior of Colombia, which is rich in natural resources, including petroleum, coffee, cotton, and bananas. The floating markets along the Magdalena are an indication of the increasing trade activity which the river has brought to Barranquilla, where one may see almost any type of craft, varying from a dugout canoe to an ocean-going liner, propelled by hand, foot, or steam, but all in the service of mankind. Colombia's export of bananas is said to be greater than the combined output of all other South American countries, and a vast amount of these bananas are transported down the Magdalena River and out into the world by way of Barranquilla. These picturesque boats are used in plying the farthest reaches of the Magdalena, and for years they have been the mainstay of transportation. But recently, a huge modern dock has been built in Barranquilla, now making it possible for great ocean liners to sail up the Magdalena from the Caribbean Sea, taking full advantage of newly created facilities for loading and unloading their cargoes. Outstanding among the many fine hotels of South America is the Del Prado, around which a modern community has sprung up, giving to Barranquilla a suburban development that would be a credit to any metropolitan city. And it is here that we have the pleasure of meeting some of the more attractive members of the aristocracy of Colombia, which is made up largely of descendants from the original Spanish families who settled in South America and bestowed upon their children the romanticism and culture of old Spain. At Cartagena, 67 miles from Barranquilla, stands the historic old fort of San Felipe, constructed over 2 centuries ago, and until modern times considered to be one of the most powerful defenses ever built in the New World. Cartagena was founded over 4 centuries ago by the Spaniards, and then followed 120 years of alternating strife and bloodshed, unparalleled in the history of South America, during which time Cartagena was ransacked in turn by pirates, as well as by the English and the French, all demanding and obtaining vast ransoms, until that memorable year of 1821, when Simón Bolívar, leader of the Republican armies, freed Cartagena from its reign of terror and bestowed upon it a mantle of peace that has been undisturbed for over a century. Most of the original wall which surrounded the old city is still standing in good repair, and we are amazed at its tremendous dimensions, wide enough in parts for several automobiles to drive over it abreast. Aside from an overabundance of rain during the rainy season, which happened to be at its peak during our visit, this old town is one of the highlights of a South American cruise. And in rain or shine, its native markets are always picturesque and interesting, reminding us of similar markets that we have seen in old Castile, from whence originated so much of what may be seen in Cartagena at the present time. Exports of Cartagena consist chiefly of rubber, hides, and skins, medicinal forest products, gold, silver, and platinum, the aggregate value of which averages about $12 million a year. The colorful streets in the older section of the city are particularly Spanish in design, even to the barred windows which serve today as they did in days gone by, not only as a protection from robbers, but also as formidable barriers between senors and senoritas with amorous intentions toward each other. At one time, it was the custom for young Romeos to tie their horses to the gratings of the windows, but this interfered so much with the traffic that an ordinance was passed to prohibit it. Nevertheless, it still serves to illustrate the popularity of courting here in former days. But now the time has come to say farewell to old Cartagena, where strife and bloodshed once claimed the prolonged attention of a so-called civilized world. And as we sail away over the Spanish Main in the very wake of the pirates and buccaneers who specialized in pillaging these shores, a mild summer storm brings a rainbow to the horizon, and a strange-looking craft, like a phantom out of the past, crosses our path, giving us the impression that it may be the ghost of some old galleon that passed this way long, long ago.